Sup, I was just checking to see if I had visible nose hairs before I clicked record. But hey, here we are. So, Mandalorian and Grogu was announced as well for Star Wars Celebration. I'm just gonna be like, I'm looking at things here for Star Wars Celebration. What was announced on, I think this is the official Star Wars website, where they're like doing a recap of everything. And, Mandalorian and Grogu movie, it looks decent. I haven't seen, like, all of the leaked footage or trailer or whatever that they showed, but what I have seen, it looks okay. The leaks in terms of the plot, it sounds decent, but, like, did this really need to be a movie? Like, that announced Maul series, let me see if I could find the part here on this article. Oh my god, did they not even post about the freaking mall thing? Or... Oh my god, Disney is so trash. It doesn't even look like they mentioned it on this article here. But yeah, the mall show, I'm just giving you guys my thoughts on everything here. So, the mall show that was announced, that's going to be animated, coming out, where he's training Darth Talon. They're taking ideas from George's original sequel trilogy, and they're turning it into this less interesting version for an animated series. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it could lead to something cool where Darth Talon is like the villain for the upcoming movies set after the sequels or whatever. That could be the case. That could be good if handled well. But we all know how Disney is at this point these days. We don't know how they're going to handle anything anymore. So I don't know how to feel about that. I think that should have been one of the movies coming out in the next couple of years. It should have taken the place of either the Ryan Gosling movie or Mandalorian and Grogu, something. Maul, that story with Maul, what it seems like they're going to do, that deserves to be live action. And it deserves, I mean, at the very least, it could have been a live action series, But movies, definitely, I mean, I don't know why that wasn't a no-brainer to Lucasfilm and Disney, but hey, it seems like that's mostly what they're all about these days, is doing things that pretty much go against what people want in the fandom. But, just everything. The Starfighter movie, I mean, set a few years after Rise of Skywalker, I mean, sure, okay, you could do that. I just don't really care about seeing that. I mean, Ryan Gosling is a cool actor. I like him. I've liked him in some of his roles over the years. Sean Levy, he's a great director. Deadpool and Wolverine last year was a great movie. But is this really something that we as true Star Wars fans really want to see get made in terms of movies? I mean, by the time that drops, 22 years after Revenge of the Sith, man. All these years after these iconic classic movies that we got pre-Disney, and we've gotten all these Star Wars movies since then when Disney bought Star Wars, and I don't think we've gotten one classic Star Wars movie since 2015. It's been over 10 years at this point. All these movies, how many Star Wars movies have we gotten? We got the 3 sequels, Solo, Rogue One. Has it just been 5 movies? I think it's just been 5. 5 Star Wars movies in the span of, what was it, like 4 years, 4 or 5 years? And none of them are classics. Maybe you could make an argument for Rogue One or maybe Force Awakens. Because, Force Awakens did do crazy numbers. It was like a big worldwide cultural phenomenon when that movie dropped. But those are questionable just because of the quality of the movies, I'm just not really excited. Even like the Black Series figure reveals, yeah, they were cool. Like the new Han Solo and Chewie, I may get those. But it's just not really like things that I'm super pumped for, me personally. But more so the media than the figures. Like especially us as fans, like what are they doing, man? I don't know. I mean, these things could be good, these projects, the Rey movie, the Taika Waititi project that's supposedly coming. I am still pretty excited for the Maul show. It's in the same style as Clone Wars. even though sometimes the sequels to the Clone Wars animation can be dodgy, like some of the stuff with Bad Batch and what was it, Tales of the Empire. Those weren't really too great in my opinion, but I'm still excited for that, at least the Maul show. But I just had this weird point with Star Wars. I grew up in the 2000s with the prequels. That was my Star Wars. And it's funny to see that those fans back then were hating on George for what he was doing with the prequels, and he sells Star Wars like 6-7 years later, whatever, to Disney. And now that these same people are seeing how Disney is handling Star Wars, they're like, oh my god, if we could just get it back to how it was during the prequels in the 2000s, Star Wars would be so much more better off. Blah 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 blah, crying all this crap online. But some of these people were the same people that were talking all this smack in freaking 2007, bullying George Lucas and everyone else involved back then on how terrible human beings they are, making all these slurs and death threats to them. It's ridiculous. And now here we are because of those people. And, a kid like me that grew up loving that era of Star Wars, I'm looking at that era, I'm looking at those same people, and I'm like, this society is absolute crap, man. Like, I don't get it, man. And even if I was somebody in like my 20s or 30s back then, was it really that bad? Like, I don't understand. I just don't get Star Wars fans, man. I don't get the world, I don't get society, and I sure as hell don't get Star Wars fans. But, I don't want to ramble on too much longer. It's just very depressing being a Star Wars fan in 2025. But hey, at least I'm excited for the Maul animated show, even though I think it should have been live action and it should have been one of the movies coming out. But I'm still happy to see that this is finally getting made in some form with this story between Maul and Darth Talon. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about Star Wars and the current state it's in? Star Wars Celebration, the reveals for that a couple days ago. Just wanted to make a video talking about this on the channel. Give you guys my thoughts, and let me know yours down in the comment section below. But yeah, catch y'all in the next one. Bye!